What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're looking at this, which is the Maxpedition Tiburon backpack. And what we're going to do in this video is going to give you kind of an overview of the pack. We're going to talk about my use so far, talk about some of the features, things I like about it, things you should know about it. And then I'm going to use this pack for all of Blade Show 2017. So traveling to Atlanta on the airplane, in the Uber, getting a ride up to the convention center, walking to the hotel, walking from the hotel, walking around the convention center all day long with this pack, with all my gear. And we can tell you, after using it 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day, what we think about it, more in depth. With that said, let's turn the camera around and talk about the pack a little bit more in depth. Let's talk through some details on the Tiburon. Your size is 20 by 12 by 10 inches. That's 50.8 by 30.5 by 25.4 centimeters. Your capacity is 2,075 cubic inches. That's 34 liters. Your weight is 3.6 pounds. That is 1.6 kilograms. And your materials are 420D plain weave nylon, 500D hex ripstop nylon, I should say, and then 1000D plain weave nylon. And you can tell where the hex ripstop nylon is. It just looks like a kind of the honeycomb style or honeycomb design on this bag. Let's talk through some of the details here. So you can see you've got this laser cut MOLLE on the outside. You can attach whatever you want. I always like to note that they do this extra kind of round stitching here on these 6 different sections here, just to give you, extra durability, and then even on the corners. So it's not just single stitch and, not a lot of effort put into the detail. That's one thing I always liked about these packs, the extra stitching, extra attention. So this is your first pocket. This zips all the way down to the bottom here. It opens up like so. Inside that high-vis material, you've got a lanyard pocket here, plenty of storage space. On this side, you do have this see-through pocket, so you can put materials in there and still see what they are. Then you've got a couple, you've got elastic here to put pens or other items. So that's your I guess not main pocket, but your first pocket. So your next section, it does open totally flat, like that first section. Lots of storage space, high vis again, which is good. Zippered pocket here for some larger items. Over here, you've got 1 section, 2 sections, and then again, another zippered section up top here to store more gear, and you can still see it. And then going into the main compartment, again, another zippered section, see-through, you can store gear here. And then a very large open pocket. This is to hold your hydration bladder. There are 2 pass-through ports for your hydration tube. You can fit your hydration bladder, stuff it inside here. You could put a iPad, you could put a smaller laptop in there as well. And just, looking at it when it's all closed up, this thing is deep. It's very deep like this. So you're going to be able to store a lot of gear. For me, I don't actually think about cubic inches for storage. I usually think of liters. That's just how I kind of learned packs. So 34 liters is quite a bit of space for a pack there. Now the other thing to note is you do have these clips here to keep these things closed, and in case you didn't want them to pop open, now you've got extra protection so that doesn't happen. Going over to the side here, more of that laser cut MOLLE. Open it up, you can see it does fit a full-size Nalgene. Same thing on the other side, and yeah. So flipping it around to the back side, first thing I want to note is that it's got this yoke style, which is just, to me, is the most comfortable when it comes to a pack you're going to be loading a lot of gear in. So the difference between a yoke style and other packs is that with the yoke style, you have this section here as opposed to the strap going directly into the back of the bag. So that to me is a major win on any pack that has that. Very nicely padded. You've got some seatbelt-like material here, so it's smooth, but you can attach more gear if you want to do that. You can use these to cinch or to adjust the yoke, how compressed it is or how loose it is. Very contoured, extremely contoured. I'll be interested to test these out for Blade Show to see what I think about how significant an angle that is. At a gut level, having used it a little bit, I'm saying, yeah, that's going to be nice, but we'll give it a more full test. Sternum strap here, strap at the bottom with padding, and then the other thing is that these are QD. So if for some reason you had to get out of the pack quickly, you could do so, or you just want to, drop it at the end of the day. We also have padding here, and on the bottom, and then this is very light, like durable, but lightweight mesh that's going to allow for breathability. These 2 edges here are a little bit more reinforced, but I can tell this is probably, I don't know if I've seen any other packs from these guys that use this. Maybe it's just the ones I've tested or whatever, but this is extremely lightweight, this section here and across there, which is definitely going to add to breathability, I should say. I did forget to mention this actually as I was going over the pack. I went to this pocket first, but up here there's a smaller pocket with this hook and loop field on the front, and that goes down in there. So just another pocket for organization and storage, and this lip kind of goes over to cover up the zipper for that pocket. All right, so as I mentioned, I'm going to be using this pack at Blade Show 2017. Having used it a little bit, I want to give you 4 quick thoughts. First thing is, I really like, number 1, the yoke system, and number 2, the belt system. You pull it forward, it's got nice padding, it's not overkill. Those 2 things for me right now, I'm like, yeah, those are doing what they need to do and functioning well. This is not loaded down with a ton of gear. So we will see, you know, when I load it up with my camera, my laptop, all those things. So, you know, the first 2 things are I like those 2 systems. The third thing is TBD as far as how much gear it holds and what it feels like when it's much more fully loaded down. Those days for me are like, I mean, I guess you're in the show at 9, you're out at 5, but then I got to walk back to the hotel, and me and my buddy Blaze are going to be, you know, doing some adventures, and I'm sure, and doing all kinds of stuff. So I'll be having this pack on for a long time on those days, for, you know, 3 days straight, basically. So we'll see, you know, how does it feel after the long term. The last thing I'll tell you is that, so far we talked about the yoke system, the belt system, TBD on more weight and a full day or multiple days of using it. The last thing I'll tell you is that most times when people want to buy an outdoor pack for hiking, you know, day hiking, backpacking, all those types of things, I always want to lean toward telling people find a pack that's made by a hiking company, right? So tactical packs can go kind of across spectrums, but if I'm going to go for a backpacking adventure, I want a backpacking backpack. So I'm going to go to Gregory or Osprey or, you know, Cotopaxi, something like that, where the packs are made for being out in the woods for extended amounts of times. I'm not generally a person who says get a tactical pack if you want to use this for day hiking, because I just think other packs are built with more focus on the hiking or the backpacking thing. That said, right now, from the amount I've used this pack, I'm like, I would use this for day hikes or maybe an overnight. The comfort level is pretty high for me, and that's I don't want to say exceptional like it never happened, but for me a tactical pack is usually I'm going out into the woods for a couple hours, I got to bring some gear for shooting a video or whatever it might be. But this one right now, as I'm wearing it, I'm like, yeah, I could see myself doing an overnight, you know, or a 36-hour thing, something like that. So again, we'll see in the longer term use, but right now this thing is getting a thumbs up, definitely on the comfort level for me. So we've been talking about the Tiburon, giving you kind of a quick overview look at this pack. Again, what I'll be doing is using this for all Blade Show, and I want you to check out my video basically using Maxpedition gear as my travel gear, my everyday carry gear, while at all of Blade Show 2017. So we'll be traveling with it on the airplane, traveling with it in the cars, walking around all day with that gear, and we'll give you a full rundown on what we think about that. Right now, I'm enjoying the Tiburon, and we'll give you a more full look after I've used it more extensively, you know, both in the woods and everyday carry, but then specifically at Blade Show 2017. So thanks as always for checking out the videos here on Everyday Tactical Vids. If you want more videos, you got some right there, so click over there and check those out. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us on Instagram and Tumblr as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.